Welcome back. This is Heidi Ellsworth, and we are at METALCON, and we are live from the sound stage. I am honored to have our next guest, who is a return favorite, let me tell you that, Rob Haddock with S-5. Hello.
Howdy, hi. Good to see you. Good to see everybody through that lens over there.
Hi, everybody.
And what are we going to talk about today, Heidi?
Well, I thought first we'd talk about the show. How's the show going for you?
It's going well. We've had a lot of traffic at our booth.
Good.
We have a couple of new products we're introducing here at this show, and it's good to see old friends and old colleagues from around the industry and keep track of where is everybody now.
What
and
are they doing? We just saw Jerry Iceland, and he was on just right before you, so that was cool. So what are the new products that you have in the booth that you're
We have always struggled. You know, we make nifty attachments to mount almost anything on metal roofs and do it in a way that is prudent and preserves the integrity of the roof. We have always struggled a little bit with round shapes. So pipes, conduits, condensate lines, things that are round. I mean, it could be done, but we didn't have as nifty a way to do it as I always wanted.
Right.
Now we do. So that's one of the new. We have it's a pipe bracket, and we have them in 14 different sizes. And it makes it easy. They screw right into any one of our clamps or brackets and make it really nifty and quick and easy to mount round shapes. So
that's cool. Well, when you think about how much is going on the roof nowadays, I mean, between satellite dishes and solar arrays and everything, you want a strong metal roof in there, and you want them to attach the right way, and all those cords and everything else. So that's amazing.
Exactly. So you know, people run electrical conduits across roofs and gas piping and things like that. And in the solar industry, of course, a lot of wiring and things like that. And so this gives them, and it's really economical. It's fast. You just thread it into one of our clamps and it captures your conduit. It's got an insulating, an EPDM lining on the thing. So it's a nifty way to get it done. And
S-5 engineering.
It's truly the S-5 whiz-bang solution, and I'm glad we're glad we now can make that so much easier for
What's the feedback from the contractors and the architects and everybody who's coming by and seeing it? What are they saying?
Everybody loves it, and in conjunction with that, we also developed a strut that's kind of like Unistrut on steroids.
Okay.
And that mates with those same parts. If you've got a series of them, you can create a wire chase and do all kinds of things with it. And that strut's also used to mount HVAC equipment to roofs, particularly condensing units on split systems. And so that's another one, and the two kind of go together.
That's it. So
everybody loves it.
Yeah, everybody. It makes so much sense because you are bringing everything together on the roof, right? I mean, and like you said, in a way that your attachments keep that roof safe, because it needs to be on there for a long time. And we've been talking about that all week, about the length, the longevity, the performance of metal.
Right. And, people always have wanted to mount things to metal roofs, and there never was a right way to do it until S-5.
Right.
And it's just I'm glad and proud that we had the opportunity to innovate some unique methods to do it that preserve the integrity of the roof, and you can do it the right way now. Right.
Well, give us just a little bit, for everyone out there, just a little bit of the history of S-5. I know you started it, you had this concept, so kind of just from when it started to today. Wow, that's 30 years now, Heidi. But it started literally in my barn. Wow.
In my little workshop there.
Yeah.
We made a video on this story, but I'll give you the short version.
Okay.
I had just built a new home for myself. This was back around 1984, 5, 6-ish, and of course it had metal roofs.
Right.
And I had just finished shoveling the snow from out in front of my garage, so I could get my car out. Or my pickup back then. And I was leaning on my shovel, admiring my work, and so glad it was done. It was a pretty deep snow.
Yeah.
And while I was leaning on my shovel, just admiring my work, whoosh, this avalanche came off my garage roof and dumped another 4 feet of snow right where I'd just cleared it. And of course, I'd been in the industry for quite a while then. And I said, I'm going to do something about this. And there were pre-made gizmos out there in the marketplace for that purpose, snow guards. And most of them were plastic glued on parts that you glue them on and they fall off. And then you glue them on next year and they fall off again.
Yep.
And I didn't want any of that junk on my roof. So I just put myself to work and the wheels started churning and I went out in my shop in my barn and whittled out a couple of crude prototypes from blocks of wood from a 2x4.
Wow.
And the more I looked at the concept that I was doing, it was just a shape that straddle a standing seam,
right,
like a saddle on a horse.
Yeah.
And I know something about that.
Yeah, you do know something about that.
And then pinch the seam with set screws from the side, and I finally got one made out of aluminum, at a prototype, and took it to a lab and did some load testing on it to see how strong how it would work. That connection was, and it hung on like country music. It maxed out their load cell, which was a 2,000-pound load cell, and I thought, I really have something here.
We've got something. Yeah, I love it. That's such a great story. And then it just kept growing from there.
Well, it didn't just keep growing. There were a lot of challenges back in the beginning. I was told by manufacturing companies that it couldn't be made for the kind of money I needed to make it for in order to get it into the market, And I was told by distributors, I took it to some of the best companies there were to reach into the metal roofing community with a new product like that. And I was told over and over again, no, there's no call for this. There's no demand for this. There's no need for this. And so I finally did it myself and started manufacturing. And, there were a lot of hurdles.
Yeah, a lot.
But,
wow. Tenacious. Tenacity,
you gotta be like a bulldog.
Yeah, exactly.
And just don't give up on it. And that's what I did. And the company's grown now, and we've figure we've been used on well over 2 million roofs worldwide, and we're in Australia, and we're in New Zealand, and we're in the Middle East, and we're in South Africa, and Central and South America.
Wow.
So
I hear you've been traveling a lot.
I pre-COVID, I was booking about 250,000 miles a year, and it's getting back to that again now.
I'm finding the same thing. It's kind of crazy. It almost seems like that never even happened. We're just getting right back to all that travel.
Seems like we are. And everybody, all the trade shows are trying to catch up on the revenues they lost during COVID. So they're all jamming together, and it's from one to the next to the next to the next.
It is. This is our 5th show in 3 weeks. So it's kind of crazy. But Rob, thank you. You know what? I had heard only little bits of that story. Thank you for sharing that. That is so cool and so inspiring. So
visit with me again sometime, Heidi. Off camera, there's more.
Okay, there's more. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so S-5 has a brand new booth. It's right down the hallway if you're here at the show. I think it's on 400. It's 411.
419.
419. So be sure to get down there. It's beautiful. Check out the chandelier. It's my favorite part of the booth. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to go. But just great job, as always. You guys are you're the top.
Thank you very much, Heidi.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful rest of your day.
I will. You too. And thank you all for being here. We'll be back. We're going to have more interviews today. And we also have some footage of that booth, so we'll show you exactly what that cool chandelier is all about. We'll
Bye now.
See you later.
God bless.